that's how, when I'm emotional, how obsessed I am with eating still. I used to be so ashamed because you're fat. You don't want people to know that you were just eating food, but obviously there's a reason why I was fat, is because I was overeating. Oh, you don't need to eat that. And I'm like, well, don't tell me what I need to eat or what I don't need to eat. Like, I do not like being told what to do. Due to the angle of the shot, I have to do everything on the table just because I can't get the camera to do what I want. So I'm gonna stand and cut my fruit, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna go eat my breakfast, maybe real quick, maybe not real quick. Then I will catch all up on what I've been eating throughout the 30 days for breakfast and lunch and dinner kind of, and how I eat in general to lose weight, or how I have done that to lose weight. As you saw, and if you followed my 30-day challenge, you know I have ate apples and oatmeal every day for breakfast. I think one day maybe I didn't eat it, and I can't remember what I ate, but I love it, and I'm a pretty picky eater. If I don't like the food, I will not eat it. In my adult life now, I've came to the conclusion that if the food is not worth eating, I just don't want to eat it anymore. If I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. So anything that was in my 30-day challenge, anything that you see me eating, I pretty much like to eat it, if not love it. So apples and oatmeal, I ate it every single day, and I'm working on it for 3 months now, and we'll see when we go to Malaysia what I eat. But apples and oatmeal, I love it so much. The sweetness, the crispness of the apple contrasted with the whole oats. I love a whole oat. Here, I put hot water on it, let it soak the oatmeal for a minute, and then I put it in the microwave for 45 seconds. And it just soaks up most of the water, but it still has that toughness in the oats that I really love. So that's what I do here every single morning, and I love it. There is not one day where I'm like, well, there is some days. If the apple's not sweet enough, that really bothers me. But other than that, that is, oh, I just love it so much. As you can see, I pretty much had the same amount of apples as I did oats, the original amount of oats. So I had like a cup of oats and a cup and a quarter of apples or so. So the calories that I'm basing it off of will be pretty much, it'll be a guess, but I'm trying to give y'all a more accurate account of how many calories I eat per day, because I did not count calories while I'm losing weight. I like to do it, but it gets tedious, and if you're eating the same things every day, you know what calories you're eating every day. The only time I really need to do that is if I'm eating something new, but I just never did. I don't count calories. For the diet I'm on right now with the apples and oats, I eat half fruit, half oatmeal, or like a grain. And then for lunch and dinner, I'll try to make sure I always have at least half non-starchy vegetable and half starchy vegetable or a starch. So that can be rice, beans, potatoes. What else can you eat? You can eat pasta and stuff. I'm not a big fan of pasta. Every once in a while I will, but not a huge fan. Noodles, like rice noodles, are good. I obviously eat vegan 98% of the time, and that's just because I have gallbladder condition that prohibits me from eating a lot of oil, and so this is just the easiest diet I can use to maintain my gallbladder and not have to worry that I'm gonna have a gallbladder attack. I love the food I eat, and even though it's plain and boring, I have learned over time how to love vegetables a lot more than I ever have. I learned like there's sweetness in vegetables, and if I don't love flavor of the vegetables, recently I don't really like greens that much. spinach, Swiss chard. We have a lot of bok choy. So I've been putting sweet chili sauce on them here because I have it. I'm not going to say that's the healthiest, but it gets me to eat those green vegetables. So that's pretty much how I do my diet every single day. Low fat, obviously, really high carb diet. Also, I drink 2 liters of water every single day. I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and I decided not a long time ago, but I decided a while back that because I had to give up so much food for my gallbladder and I can't eat the way I used to eat, I will not give up coffee. And I love coffee so much. I've been drinking it my entire life, and I love it black now. Black coffee, I don't want anything in it. Whenever I get sugar or sweetener or milk in there, it leaves this film on my tongue, and I cannot stand it anymore. So I just drink black coffee. Sometimes I have a tea. If I need a boost of energy in the day, I'll have a black tea. If I need pain relief, I'll drink a ginger tea. So sometimes I have herbal tea, sometimes black tea, not super often, but every once in a while. And then I drink 2 liters of water every single day, which is crazy. Whenever I used to drink 5 liters of water every single day. When I was at my heaviest, I drank 5 liters of water. And when you're eating a high sodium diet, you're going to crave so much more water. But I also was thinking about it. I'm like, I drink 2 to 2.5 liters of water a day now, but I'm almost half my body weight of when I was at my heaviest. And so it kind of makes sense that I've cut my water in half over time. Like, I feel that 2 liters of water is great for me. I don't feel thirsty. I automatically drink water when I get up. I drink 1 liter of water when I get up. Then I drink my 2 liters of coffee, and then around 10 a.m. I have oatmeal. I didn't specifically put all that into place, but that's just how it worked out. Just because I like to enjoy my coffee all morning and just slowly ease into my day. By 10 a.m., that's when I'm hungry. I have my oatmeal. I eat probably at the latest 6:30 at night. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have an 8 to 9 hour eating window, and I'm not intermittent fasting by any means. I've done that before where I didn't eat till like noon, but I don't do that at all. I eat when I'm hungry, and no matter when I eat, I will probably want the next meal at the same time. My body's so used to the times that I eat now that it craves food at that time. And if I eat later in the day because we're walking, we're out or about or whatever, I will still eat basically at the same time for the next meal, and I will eat just as much food. So if I eat at 3 o'clock for lunch, I still have my dinner at 5:36, even though it's only 2.5 hours, 3 hours later. I will still eat the same amount of food for lunch, and then I'll eat the same amount of food for dinner. And if I'm hungrier, I eat more. If I'm not as hungry, then I can eat less. But I would encourage anybody that if you're trying to lose weight, make sure you eat a high volume of food. If you've been overweight your whole life, you probably like to eat food. I don't know. I love to eat food. And the smaller I get, the more I'm vocal about my habits from the past, like binge eating and eating high volumes of food, and how much I love food. Because I'm not as ashamed anymore as I used to be. I used to be so ashamed because you're fat. You don't want people to know that you were just eating food. But obviously there's a reason why I was fat, is because I was overeating. And it was an emotional comfort for me. It still is one of my only emotional comforts, which is not great, but that's just how it is for me. Now I have a best friend who is very small, very tiny. She loved me at my heaviest. She's loved me at my skinniest now. Like, she's been through this whole process with me, and she's never had to go on a diet in her life. With her, I've learned to be more open and free about it, because especially with skinny people, I was just like, you have no idea what I'm going through right now. You don't crave food. You don't have to portion control. You don't have to diet. You've never even done that in your life. And I don't want to talk to somebody about that because it's so shameful, because food is an addiction. And so with her, I have just learned to talk to her about it and explain to her, if I'm overeating one day, this is why I'm overeating. Because she will just be like, oh, you don't need to eat that. And I'm like, well, don't tell me what I need to eat or what I don't need to eat. Like, I do not like being told what to do. is not my favorite thing in the world, especially when it comes to food, because food is my addiction. So don't tell me what to eat around food. Period. Like, period. Food is my thing, and I love food, and to this day, I do not want people to tell me what to do with my food. In one sense, I've gained freedom from food through this journey because I'm not allowed to have certain foods anymore, so I've had to just cut them out or eat very small amounts. So I've gained a lot of freedom from food. However, if I am emotional, my comfort is still food, and I will go and eat to the max of what I feel like I can eat, like fat-wise, because I love sweets, and a lot of sweets just have fat in them. If you're just eating a normal, like, biscuit, cracker, listen to me calling them biscuits. I've lived with Australian too long. If you're eating just a cracker or something, every single one of those grams of fat count for me in the day, and how much time in between I have to eat. When I'm emotional, I will look at the fat in whatever I'm eating. So say I'm eating Oreos. I don't like to eat more than 12 grams of fat every 3 or 4 hours. This is completely arbitrary on my part. And I know that I could eat more than that and still not have a gallbladder attack. However, I don't want to risk it because it hurts so bad. I will not risk that. Oreos have 2 grams of fat, or at least the ones we have. I don't know. They'll probably change around the world. Our Oreos have 2 grams of fat per Oreo. So I can eat 6 Oreos every 3 to 4 hours. Like, that's how, when I'm emotional, how obsessed I am with eating still. And I've healed a lot of that. If I'm not doing well, then I know exactly how much fats and things because I am eating it. And I could have my gallbladder taken out. However, there's also complications with surgery. I don't know how it would be after I got my gallbladder taken out. So I'm choosing to maintain my gallbladder for now. I am able to control the gallstones by controlling my diet. And it's working for me. It's working really well, and it's helped me lose a lot of weight and become a lot healthier. As I've talked to doctors about it, they're not worried about it. Some have said you'll need to get it out eventually. All of them say if you can control it, it's fine. You can leave it there. Most people can't control it because eating a normal diet and controlling a gallbladder is very, very difficult. I'll continue showing you throughout the rest of the day what my food looks like. I will eat flour tortillas today, but that's probably not on the usual. Usual is 2 meals of rice and oatmeal. Well, we will see y'all in a little bit for lunch and dinner, and yeah. Well, it is lunchtime, and honestly, I try to keep all my meals as simple as possible. That is my goal in life. So for lunch, I have a plate of raw veggies. Especially for one meal a day, I try to do as little cooking as possible. Red bell pepper is my favorite kind of pepper, tomatoes, and carrot. And then for our starchy items, we have burritos and a salsa dip. This is Australian salsa, not as good as Mexican or Tex-Mex salsa. And then actually in my burritos, because just what we have and we need to get rid of is a split pea mash, which I would not recommend per se. It's really pasty. So yeah, so I have 2 of those on my plate, salsa dip and my vegetables, and hopefully that'll be enough food to last me until dinner. Okay, my beautiful peeps, we are in our final stages of the day and in our eating journey. You saw me prepare it, but it's a lentil curry with potatoes, vegetables, stew, soup thing, and I put it over rice. That's what it came out looking like. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have for dinner. It's a pretty like hefty bowl, but it's not quite. It's like only halfway full. That's like the prominent thing of all whole food, plant-based, high carb, low fat diet people. They're like, look how big of a bowl I can eat from, and that's very true. And honestly, whenever you can eat a lot of food, then your stomach feels full, and when you feel full, you don't want to eat anymore. So that's my goal for the day, is just to feel full. And if I keep on my eating schedule every 3 or 4 hours, eating big portions, I really don't have to have a lot of snacks. I'll probably have some fruit after this because I typically do have a fruit dessert afterwards. And if I get hungry for a snack, I typically eat crackers or fruit. I'm adding up my calories in chronometer.com, just to give you an idea of how many calories. And I think right now I'm around 1,600 calories maybe, and then the fruit will probably put me around 1,800. So it kind of showed me, oh, maybe I wasn't as big of a calorie deficit as I wanted to be during the weight loss challenge. I like to eat food, and so I would rather try to increase my activity than eat less food. And that's the point I'm at in order to lose weight. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my dinner. It's really hot, and I'll see y'all in a minute, or seconds for you, or maybe, I don't know. Okay, bye. Okie dokie peeps, it is 7 o'clock. And I go to bed at 8:30 every night. I am ready to be done filming, 1, and 2, ready to eat my last thing of the day, which I have some pears and some blueberries. Depending upon what fruit is cheap is what fruit we have. I'm done for the day. I'm going to eat my snack, go wash my face, take out my contacts, and go to bed very soon.